If you're like most humans, your unfinished projects probably stay exactly where they're most comfortable, in your head. If this is you, you're not alone, especially because your brain is designed to be an excuse-making machine. In this video, I'm going to share 3 brain hacks for finishing your projects and also how to kill procrastination. In case you're new, I'm Cyn Meyer, the founder of Second Wind Movement and a life coach for older adults who are striving to turn their retirement years into their best years full of purpose and meaning. And I hear a lot about procrastination, and I hear a lot about people having a chunky list of ambitious interests, projects, and goals in your head that you want to finish. But most people's intentions and willpower for the day are not dominant enough to make it into your open daily structure. There's too much room for the unfinished projects list to grow and grow before anything gets done. Daily minutia gets in the way, life gets in the way, distractions keep you from finishing all that you set out to do. And I do want to mention that contrary to what the normal idea of retirement is, not having a retirement schedule is a big deal. If you want to learn more about how to set up a retirement routine, I'll leave a link in the description below this video because I'm here to tell you that you can have it all. The relaxation, the leisure, the freedom for spontaneity, and the room for your responsibilities, your daily to-dos, and your goals, achievements, sense of purpose, and your contribution. But back to your unfinished project. Because your brain is designed to be an excuse-making machine, it's super comfortable procrastinating. Your brain is designed to reserve your energy for ancient things like hunting and gathering and steering clear of danger in the wild, which is so out of context in today's world, especially if you're watching this video on the internet behind the safety of the screen. The part of your brain that's on autopilot, the basal ganglia, is engaged so much more than it should be. Because of this discrepancy, you make 35,000 decisions every day, and that means most of it's done on autopilot instead of with the prefrontal cortex, the conscious decision-making part of your brain. And so your brain keeps you in your comfort zone, and it's wired to procrastinate even more on your unfinished projects. So let's dive right into the 3 hacks. Hack number 1, tap the power of the microstep. When you break down your projects into a bunch of smaller, more manageable chunks that I call microsteps, and do this consistently, you're nearly guaranteed to finish your incomplete projects, so long as you have clarity. To get that clarity, I have a very specific process for that, which I'll also leave in the resources section. But once you have it, if you're familiar with my content, you know that I'm an advocate of the super powerful formula, microsteps plus mini goals. And the reason why I love microstepping is because it works. On time, every time. It's a surefire way to make consistent daily progress on your biggest goals, projects, and dreams without having to give in to the very normal feeling of being overwhelmed, which is what stops most people from moving forward, right? Analysis paralysis is a real thing. And in fact, it's unpleasant, known as the paradox of choice. When you have too many options, it causes you more stress. So to stop yourself from thinking about all your options instead of pursuing them, whittle your project down into a series of micro steps so that everything is laid out in plain sight. You simply break down your unfinished project into a fleshed out list of micro steps and literally write down as many little ways that you can think of to finish your project so it's emptied from your head. Then you let simplicity take over and you tackle literally just one microstep at a time. Specifically, one microstep per day, every single day, consistently. And notice that having a list of microsteps alone is only half of it. The second half is arguably more important, and the trick here is to be consistent in your daily action. Just make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine and promise yourself that you'll tackle one single microstep daily. And do not skip days and do not cram to catch up. That's the secret. To get the most out of the microsteps plus mini goals formula, you can also follow a very straightforward 8-step process. And that's another link that I'll leave below in the resources section right below this video. For now, to help you with the consistency step, hack number 2, separate your times. Separating your times is where you give yourself clearly designated spaces for your time, and more specifically, time to think and time to act. These are 2 totally separate activities in your day, and this is where the rewiring of your brain comes in, as in, You need to snap your brain out of autopilot, out of the subconscious part of your brain that makes 35,000 decisions a day, and into the prefrontal cortex, conscious decision-making part of your brain. To stop your procrastinating, it's super helpful to eliminate decision fatigue as much as possible, which is exactly what you do when you designate a time to think about your project and a clear time in your day to doing and acting on your actual project. It removes the back and forth decision fatigue that happens. I should do this, but when? What am I gonna do? What's my microstep that I choose today? All those draining thoughts that bounce around and leave you open to emotions that hijack your motivation. So simply separate your times, your time to think and your time to act. I recommend working into your morning routine some brainstorming time to think about what meaningful activity, microstep, you can accomplish today. And then writing down your microstep and when you're gonna do it to dial in that intention even more. And then when it comes to act and do your project's microstep for the day, you just act, move. Interrupt your standard thinking pattern and snap your brain out of autopilot by physically moving and taking action. There's way less of a mental load to dwell on that way. Basically, don't give yourself time to think about completing your microstep because you've already allowed yourself that time and space to think, and instead simply commit to acting and tackling your very clear microstep for the day. On the topic of thinking your way out of action, hack number 3 is to embrace imperfection. When you welcome imperfection into your life, you remove a whole load of invisible pressure that keeps you in analysis paralysis and away from making any progress. Perfectionism, or the perfect time when all the stars are aligned, doesn't exist. And it's a mind trick that's a source for excuses for not finishing your projects. For example, let's say decluttering your house is a big project that you've been procrastinating on. One perfectionist thought that turns into an excuse could be, I can't declutter my house right now because I'm too busy. I have a trip coming up and all these appointments and my mom to take care of. It'll have to wait for when I get back. Which prevents you from heading into one closet of one room of your house to fill up one box of donated goods, for example. It's actually much easier on your brain to get into a daily rhythm of doing one drawer per room per day, or 20 minutes of decluttering per day, than it is to cram and fill like 3 full days of decluttering. The stars do not have to be aligned before taking the first step. You just need clarity on your microsteps. And there are so many microsteps that you can take in the interim to conquering your project. So it's not going to be perfect, and in fact, letting go of perfectionism is the smoother, quicker way to make progress on your project. This also goes for putting out projects into the world or publishing things. For example, Apple, with a $297 billion brand value as of this video recording in 2023, releases imperfect products out into the market all the time, and it simply iterates improvements and updates after selling them to people. Just check out all their software updates available for download across their numerous products. The point is, your project won't be perfect, especially to start, so just get it out there and improve and learn as you go. Get into the process part. To recap our 3 brain hacks for completing your unfinished projects, hack number 1 is to leverage microstepping, which is breaking down your project into bite-sized action items that you commit to completing every single day consistently until you've completed your project. Hack number 2 is to separate your times, meaning your time to think and your time to act. Incorporate some brainstorming time into your morning routine, and then when it comes time to knock out your daily microstep, don't stop to think about it, just move. Hack number 3 is to embrace imperfectionism. Rather than waiting for everything to be just so, simply start and adjust on the way. The perfect moment does not exist, so you might as well not wait for it. Here's to making the most of your projects and your retirement life. So thank you so much for being here and striving to be your best during retirement. We need more people like you striving to be their best and being proactive. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment on this video. Every engagement that you make with our videos helps us do our job better of creating helpful content for this super important audience of older adults. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.